might be about a decade old. We're going to try and have some fun with it. Stay tuned. Hey everybody. First and foremost, sorry if you hear a fan. It's getting warm up in the apartment, so I've got the Dyson right there. So if you hear just a breeze going by the thing, the mic, I don't feel like sweating, so yeah. Anywho, I can just talk a little louder. I guess it's probably why I got a shotgun mic, so it picks up this, not this. Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so here's the thing I got. I mentioned in the last video that I got something new. I was just waiting on it, and possibly parts. One of the parts I got was kind of a test to see if it would work. It did not. It was not the biggest fan of doing this, but I'm trying to keep this on budget, and I didn't want to go spend a couple $100 on something that may or may not work. But it was a Amazon too low LCG transmission. It got returned. So I'll start with the skid. So this is the skid. You can see it on the bottom. These need to be replaced by some slightly flatter button or flat head screws. But this is the skid. This is how the guy... Sorry, phone call. I could edit all that out, but why would I do that? This is a real operation. Maybe? Anyway, so this is what the guy created. It works. Like I said in the beginning clip there, this is about a 10-year-old chassis. In and around 10 years old. So it was made kind of when like AX10s and stuff like that were a really big thing. And like even the I didn't even notice that. Wow. That explains a lot. Well, that's how old this transmission is. So the main gear doesn't have the hole that you put the set pin through. It is flat, and that I believe is on the SCX10s and AX10s. So I'll try and get it there. Where is it? See if you can see it. I'm not sure if you can tell, but that main gear, drive gear, that the drive shaft goes onto, that's how old this is. That might be an issue. Might not. Well, we'll do it. We'll figure it out as we go, I guess. I might actually have a gear that I could put in here. But that's beside the point. I put this spur gear on. This is a BoomRacing spur gear. Fine tooth, so it's going to be loud. But no slipper eliminated. But then he's got the Tamiya, I think they're for leaf springs actually, but they're link mounts. And I actually have a pile of these, which I find ironic. I was like, I don't even think you can buy these anymore, and then I'm pretty sure you can, but then I looked in my random bits and pieces drawers, and I have a whole pile of these, so I have spares. That is great. I do need to create some sort of upper link mount. How the guy before me had it. So the bottom links go in here, and on the inside the upper links go on. And when you're flexing, that's just gonna cause some issues, unless I was to do raised upper back here, raised lower, and then normal. Or yeah, it's an interesting thing, but it's how the guy created it, and you know I can't poo-poo it at all. It's super simple, and you know when you look and see how he built this, you know there used to be panels that went along here. I'm actually going to try and utilize these two holes. I have no idea what that was. All day today. Anywho, what was I talking about? This. I'm gonna get some metal, and I was gonna utilize these holes, but then what I thought about is mounting. That would not gonna work out on that side. Pooh. Back to the drawing board. My original idea my most recent was copy these holes here into a piece of metal, and then have it so the metal kind of goes in between the chassis and this, but kind of comes up and over to about maybe here, and that's where the upper link mount would be. So it'd kind of be up there. But that might not work. So I might have to go back to the original, how it was designed before, and just see what I can figure out with maybe some angled links, play around with some things, go from there. But it is modeled after I believe it's Shannon Campbell? Not 100% sure. It's a local guy to me from what I've understood. Well, at least in BC, Canada. Built a limited amount of these. Another friend of mine, he has one of these. And so, pretty cool. I think a YouTube channel, it's 4Mods. Look them up. They did one of these up again like 7 years ago. So you know, that's what, you know, it's still like SCX 10.2 time frame, but you know, regardless, it's an old truck, or it's an old build. Simple design at the back. You got your ready rod here. Put your shocks on either side. That's where your shocks come down. It's got the old pop can Red Bull Racing type deal there. Probably just gonna keep that. You know, good enough. This is how the upper links are. So you can see it's just straight up on either side, right above each other. So again, very AX10 like. I wish it was built like that in the rear. That would have been, you know, in my opinion, the way to go. Yeah, it's just kind of too bad that went like that. I could maybe run a rod through here. So I have ready rods. Run a piece of ready rod through these holes here. And, you know, that's how I can mount some links. Maybe try something like that. But then they'd be coming way... You know, watch if I have the truck sitting. That'll be way up there, but that's pretty close to how the front is. I could try that. We'll see what happens. But anyway, so again, you can see in the front, very classic, you know, AX10 type link geometry there. Is this thing going to be a beast on the rocks? I don't know. It's light. Like, there's no weight to this thing, so I'm really glad about that. The front, you just got your two little, you got your shock hoops here, your struts, hoops, whatever you want to call them, and you just got one of them little welded in nuts. And even though it's not, it is a nut, but it isn't a nut. Screw through, put your shock on, bam, you know, there's your shock. I will probably run some spacers there, obviously, to make sure that it clears. But other than that, you know, it is just a cool truck. And I traded this to a buddy of mine. I had a bunch of random parts, like the Fordyce body and some other little random bits and pieces that I just didn't really need, and I thought this would be kind of a fun, that's another thing. These are the green, old green axial links. It's kind of cool. You don't see those anymore. I remember that was like these were a big thing. You get the green axial links on there. I think that's axial. What I recall that is. They'll be coming off. I'm probably going to put, I'll have stainless steel front and rear. I might go a longer link, maybe not, but I have links that should be all the same length, so I'll just copy the front and just put, you know, some stainless links up there that just work a little better ends. Just a styrene roof. You could have an interior in here, but with the way that the motor sits in it, in here, then it bolts right onto the bottom, just like so. Very, very simple. But you can see in there, there's just no room for an interior. I had cut out, I don't know what I did with them. Was it this one? Yeah. So I had one of these, an old capper or something, interior kicking around, and I cut this out to see if it would fit, and, you know, it would just look silly, so it doesn't need an interior. I have rims here, but I'm actually going to wait on the rims until probably next week to do a video, because the rims are not really important. They're a cheap set of rims. Pretty sure they're Amazon specials. I needed to get something to show off rings, that special beadlock rings that I have, and I believe I got a couple more coming. So I kind of want to leave that video for its own video. So I'm not going to show those, but these were the axles that came on it. So it came with OG SCX10, AX10 axles. These are the ones where you could have. Oh no, they had the lock. They had the. You could have a rear setup that wasn't like this. I think it was the Red Cat that had these just locked out, and a piece would just go from here to here, from this to this, and it would lock it out. You could put leaves on this thing. I think these might, though. Yeah. No. Yes. These might. Feel like these might actually be Red Cat axles. Not gonna lie. I don't know how to check them. but I feel they might actually be Red Cat, which is interesting. They might not be, but I think they are. So that's funny. If they are. If they're not, I don't care. But these are not going on the truck. These are just not happening. So they will go in the junk pile. I don't think you could give those things away these days. But I've already got a servo kicking around that I'll use. Just a JX 30 or 35 kg servo. It's got the NSD RC step horn. Step down, step up. Clearance helper. So that'll be on the front. This may or may not be four-wheel steer. There are axles I have put aside over with Mr. Wizard. So go check him out over at Mr. Wizard. MrWizard.ca. The link's in the description. Just go find it, click on it, go buy stuff. He has their AR44 axles. So I'm not going to put Vanquish axles onto this thing. AR44s are going to work perfectly fine compared to what was on it. And it'll be able to stay reasonably... I think it'll do really well with AR44 axles. I can, if I want, I will do four-wheel steer. If I just want to get the truck moving, I will just do front steer. I think it'll be just fine doing front steer. I think I'm just going to do that first and go from there. I'm a little worried about that transmission now that I noticed that, but we'll figure that out when it goes, when that happens. But I've definitely got, motor-wise, it's going to have to be a revolver, a little outrunner motor. There's just no room behind this. This came with like a 1/16 Traxxas VXL system, whatever. Yeah. Came with this little guy right there. So, definitely not keeping that in there. It will not have the power. I mean, it might, but I don't think it will. So that can be traded for something. But like I was saying, there's just no room back here. So when you see how much room I have here, it's going to be an outrunner. I had a normal old brushed can that I put back there, and it's just, my original thought was I'll throw an SE Fusion SE in there, not have to worry about anything. It's not going to happen. So I'm just going to see what I can find that is reasonable deal. Put that in here. It's tight. Like, you look at the clearance between that motor plate and this link mount, it is tight. Like, it's I was kind of blown away when I saw how tight that was. But there's just nothing I can do about that. So it looks like it'll fit fine, but I'm gonna switch the screws around so the tall screws in the front gives me a little more space for motor. I'll look for gear, see if I have a gear somewhere in here. I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, so the bonus is I got 4 SAE, SA8, whatever, Vanquish shocks. Brand new. These ones are still in their bag. These two here. I don't think I'm going to run those in this, to be fair. I think I'm going to put these maybe, yeah, I'm trying to think. Do I want to put those? Maybe. I might put the Proline shocks in this. I might not. Might keep it to the 80 mils and just with those SAs. So I got the Prolines in just married, and I kind of actually just want to keep those in there now. They're not the best shock to have in there. They tend to lock up at full compression a little bit, but they'll be fine. I think I just need to take them apart and give them a servicing. But that's the new build. So this is going to take some time. I'll probably even start another build while building this one. Because I'm not in a rush to build this, and I want to try and have it done properly. Like I have to find a spot to put the receiver, an ESC, everything else. Like I think the ESC could probably sit on this side, kind of just kitty corner to the motor or the transmission here. But I was thinking about making a plate up front like this, or back here, just kind of hidden little boxed in thing here. Battery goes right, would slide in right here. Receiver right there, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to keep it as clean as I can, but if I have to do something, I have to do something. There's just no way around it. So, yeah, we'll figure that out when the time comes. But I'm not investing a whole lot into it, but I'm not going to give up on it because I think it can be just a really cool build to have. So, thanks everybody. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Helps a lot. It's really awesome seeing the channel growing as much as it is. Definitely got a lot to think about for the future, and thank you to all of you. So, further ado, as always, go check out 88 RC, Mr. Wizard, BoomRacing, BC Hobbies, Vanquish RC, Vanquish Products, I should say. Radioactive Scale RC, BullMAN built, Tarley Design, Scale Builders Guild. Go check out RC Spark. Go check out all of them. Alright? Just spread the support in this great hobby. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace out, everybody.